Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Packer News. I'm Casey Chase.
And I'm Wyatt Bradley. Thank you all for joining us this morning. For lunch today, you will have the choice of General Tso's chicken with lo mein noodles or a grilled chicken sandwich with cheese.
You can also get Asian stir-fry, vegetables, and a fortune cookie.
Here's Ben Phelps with the weekend weather.
Okay, it's going to be partly cloudy Friday, most of the day with a high of 19 and a low of 16 degrees. And Saturday, it's going to be a nice day all day with a low of 22 and a high of 32 degrees, just above freezing. And Sunday, it will be a high of 32 degrees and a low of 21. Now, stay warm, West Fargo, and back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Ben Phelps.
Today is the last day of the holiday bake sale in the Commons. Supporting a school supply drive, we will be collecting supplies to send off to underprivileged schools. You can buy baked goods during periods 1 through 3 and 6 through 8. Come get your goodies and donate your supplies.
Our literary magazine, X-Premier, is happy to announce this year's theme, Storyline. When you think about storylines, you mainly think about the never-ending fight between good and evil. Well, X-Premier is interested in exploring these kinds of stories. They are currently accepting literature ranging from poems to short stories, and photography and drawings. If you would like to submit anything or ask a question, make sure to contact Ms. Hill in the English office.
Donald Trump just got impeached by the House of Representatives today.
But many students and parents don't know what impeachment is. So here's Christopher Boykai with more.
Not many students understand what impeachment is and the process that comes along with it. I was able to talk to some teachers who teach government to find out more information. Mr. McKinnon explains what impeachment is.
The framers of the Constitution put in Article 1 that based on high crimes, misdemeanors, that our Congress has the authority to not only impeach a sitting president, but also to remove a sitting president.
Mr. Riccozzi explains what the impeachment inquiry really is.
That's the process that the House uses in order to find enough evidence to even begin the impeachment proceedings.
Mr. McKinnon tells us every president who has been impeached or has gone through the inquiry process.
2 presidents have been impeached, Andrew Johnson and Bill Clinton.
The president can deny being impeached but cannot do anything about it.
The president cannot and has no legal ramifications as far as once you are impeached, you are impeached.
It's very important that the American people understand what impeachment is.
That our elected officials, especially the president, the vice president, and even members of the U.S. Supreme Court are not above the law. And so there is a way to remove high-ranking government officials, elected officials.
Nancy Pelosi's announcement of impeachment is considered a historical event for all Americans.
Well, absolutely, because the idea of an election is that the people get to choose their president, and some would regard the impeachment as taking it out of the people's hands.
Stakes are high for both Democrats and Republicans.
Well, obviously, if Trump is impeached and more evidence comes out that he was guilty, well, that's not only going to hurt him, but it's going to hurt his party as well. And it could easily backfire on the Democrats as well.
It's Packer correspondent Christopher Boykai, signing off.
If you want to help the Packer Connection allow dialysis patients to get care, you can bring Pop Tabs to the box inside the Packer Connection shop. Every Pop Tab is equal to 1 more minute of dialysis. Please make sure you're contributing to all you can.
Today is the last day to buy candy games from the Key Club during all 3 lunches. The prices are 1 candy gram for $1 and you get a third one for free if you buy 2. Our very own Packer correspondent Benny Gilland played the Grinch last Friday, December 13th at the Activity Center in Fargo.
The timeless classic, The Grinch, was hosted by the Red River Services Foundation, who also sponsor many activities throughout the year. They are also a nonprofit organization that provide individualized supports and allow for community and participation. Recently, staff have been concerned regarding sportsmanship during games, so students, please show respect by only shouting positive cheers during games. And please don't discourage our opponents either by using props, noisemakers, or bring flags to the closest 2 rows to the court. Also, make sure to get administration approval before dressing up in a theme to any games. And finally, make sure we got more to end of the school spirit cheer. If you want to join the GSA, they are having a meeting during the 1st and 3rd Thursday of every month. In room 120 East, stop by if you get a chance.
The National Honor Society is a nationwide organization for high school students in the United States and outlying territories, which consists of many chapters in high schools.
Selection is based on 4 criteria: scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Here is Isaac Leopold with more.
The National Honor Society is an extracurricular activity in which you go out and do volunteer work to help the community, much like Key Club. The catch is, though, that you have to be academically eligible to join. I got to have an in-depth look into the National Honor Society and how they operate.
It's very similar to Key Club. It is about service. It's also about leadership and scholarship. So you have to be academically eligible to become a member, to choose to be in, and you're academically eligible with a 3.6 after your first semester of sophomore year. You then get an invite to be inducted, and then once inducted, then students will have to volunteer 20 hours of service every year, every school year that they're in, and maintain a high academic GPA of 3.5.
The NHS has many big upcoming plans to help the community. I was able to speak with Ms. Stahl about what they are planning to do in the future with the NHS.
Well, on the 20th of November, NHS is going to be hosting an all-day fundraiser for Alzheimer's, and we're going to be selling these flowers that are called forget-me-nots, and all the money and the proceeds go towards Alzheimer's awareness and research. That's the one that's coming up now. And then in the future, all of the NHS chapter here is going to be involved with Relay for Life, so that'll be in April.
I was also able to speak with Ryan Orth and many other officers of the National Honor Society about what they are currently learning in the NHS and their 4 pillars.
So right now we're actually kind of focusing on the 4 pillars of National Honor Society, which are leadership, character, scholarship, and service. So we're kind of doing activities for each of these during our meetings and then offering volunteer opportunities for people to participate in.
The officers in the National Honor Society say it's pretty stress-free to be in, but the advisors of the National Honor Society seem to think otherwise for most of the kids in the organization.
I do. I think that the hours that we require, it gets to be a lot because typically a National Honor Society student is also in many AP classes and in many other clubs and in many other sports. And so the hours that they have to put in giving back to the community, it gets really challenging. And I recognize that, and Mr. Zuhl recognizes that, which is why it sets them apart on their college applications and on their resumes, because they have to go above and beyond.
I hope you enjoyed this inside look into one of our many clubs at the West Fargo High School. This is Packer correspondent Isaac Leopold, signing off.
Are interested in being a guest anchor on Packer News? Please stop by room 122G or contact Ms. Baxter or Chris Boycott. Professional dress attire is required, and you must be available to film on Thursdays during the 5B class period or lunch to anchor. And finally, I'm Casey Chase. Thank you so much for watching the Packer News. Don't forget to subscribe.
I'm Wyatt Bradley. Make sure you follow us on all socials at the Packer Media. Stay bundled up and have a happy holidays.